21 illegal miners have died at an ill-fated mine in Krugersdorp, west of Johannesburg. 2 more bodies were discovered this morning during a police sweep of the area. Yesterday, the bodies of 19 miners had been discovered. Now, the 2 were retrieved this morning from an open mine shaft not far from where the other bodies were discovered. Combing the area in search of more bodies, the 19 bodies of illegal miners were discovered in this area that you can see at around 3 o'clock yesterday afternoon. Preliminary investigations suggest that the deceased were moved and placed where they were discovered. Police, however, say that no foul play is suspected and a post-mortem will determine the cause of death. Search and rescue teams are still combing the mine shaft, which is understood to have been flooded by recent rains. To discuss, we're joined now for the spokesperson of the National Association of Artisanal Miners, and that's Zethu Hlatshwayo. Mr. Hlatshwayo, thank you for being with us. 21 people died, whether they were doing something illegal or not. So many families affected. Is this devastating?
Yeah, no, thank you very much. Good afternoon to you and your viewers at home. Maybe first of all, we should say condolences to the families of the loved ones that they have lost in the mines. And we must say, congratulations to the government. Well done, Mr. Government, for not taking this issue serious, because this could have been prevented very easily by using the policy that has been gazetted by the government. So this is a result of not doing something about the issue that we know is a problem to our country, and we have an opportunity to do something about it. But our government has just decided to send police, and that is in no way in helping the situation. So this is a problem. But we are saying how many more people must die.
Can you clarify that government policy? Are you talking about closing the unused mine shafts?
Yeah, I mean, you would remember that according to the government, closing the old mine shaft is a mountain for them, because there's more than 6,500, more than 6,100 ownerless and derelict mines, and all of those mines do not have a rehabilitation fund. In other words, they are not going to be rehabilitated by the budget of the government. And also, you must remember that the law only came to effect in 2004. That means all the old mines that are around South Africa, whether it's gold mines, coal mine, or diamond mines, they are not going to be rehabilitated because there is just not a money to rehabilitate those mines. So that is a problem of the government. And also the ASM policy that I'm talking about is talking about regulating the sector so that the government can have an ease, they can have an ease in knowing who is the criminal and who is a criminal, So this is all thanks to the government for taking their time and not doing something about the issue of regulating the sector of ASM.
It is a huge mountain to climb, and communities say, as soon as it's closed up, no sooner than more people come and open up the mine. I'm trying to think of something else here. Why no foul play is being suspected? Is that because the flooding would have made the shafts very dangerous? Or could this have just been another accident, and those accidents are frequent?
Yeah, no, we are going to have a lot of accidents so long as the government is not regulating the sector, because people are forced now. They are being forced out of where they are working, where the situation and the environment is better. They are chased out. They are forced to go into dangerous mines that are not healthy, that are not environmentally friendly for artisanal miners. Because of now the government is not regulating the sector, because when you regulate the sector, what is going to happen? All the viable mines, all the mines that have a potential, all the mines that are environmentally friendly for artisanal mines to work on, they will work on those mines. But the dangerous mines will be able to be recognized, and they can be able to be rehabilitated, because we are not going to be able to rehabilitate all the mines in South Africa, because we know the government just do not have the money. And we know that those culprits, the big mining companies who really degraded the land without rehabilitation are walking free in New York and London, and nothing is being done to them. But what is happening? honest people, that are trying to make a living are dying out of the situation. I'm asking the government, how many more people must die before the government regulate this sector so that we can be able to deal with this thing once and for all? I mean, we've been calling for the government to come to a table so that we can have a round table, multi-stakeholder discussion. I mean, a meaningful and a meaningful engagement with the Minerals Council, because all of these mines, in a way, they are in the custody of the mineral resources. Of the Minerals Council, and the DMRE is the custodian of the people of the minerals.
Mr.
And the people of South Africa.
We hear you. We hear you. Well, I certainly do. There have been calls to rehabilitate the mines, to regulate, to allow people, artisanal miners, like you say, who want to work legally, to be allowed in, to be allowed to go to safe areas, for this not to be controlled by criminal gangs like we hear. What I'm trying to get at, however, is the foul play part. Police don't suspect foul play. Is that fair enough? Would it be very dangerous if there is flooding? Is it likely that they were just killed in an accident or in the flooding? Because there is something fishy here. They were moved, apparently. So a huge amount of bodies were moved, and nobody saw that, even though we have operations in the Krugersdorp area.
Yeah. No, I mean, that we must look at that as a good gesture. You know, as artisanal miners, we are also human beings. We are men, we are women, we are people, we have feelings, and we have loved ones. And you know, it is very unfortunate for people to die underground and to remain underground, you know. So the only decent thing to do is to take those bodies to outside so that the families and their loved ones can be able to bury their loved ones in a more proper way, in a more dignified way, because you would remember, these people that have died, they've been contributing to their families. They've been helping their families, whether they are children or or any one of their families. So this is a good gesture of artisanal miners trying to bring dignity to their loved ones that they have lost. So this is of course, is not a foul play. I know, and I have seen around, you know, the government is trying to stigmatize artisanal miners as only dangerous people, illegal people, people carrying weapons, and it's not the case. This shows that these people have lost their lives underground while they were still trying to make a living. You know, so other artisanal miners that are underground, they did a decent thing to take them out so that their loved ones, they can be able to bury one. So that shows that there is no turf war that is going on there. It shows that artisanal miners, they do have feelings, they do have what you and me have, you know, love for one another. So when anything that is bad happens to one of us, we have the responsibility to make sure that our loved ones are buried in a more dignified and in a peaceful way. And also, this must go to the government to say, how many more people must die like this while we have a policy in place that we can be able to implement, that can be able to deal with this? Because I see the police, even in Emelo, they've been going and raiding everyone, and to some extent, they have not found anything illegal when they have detailed those raids. So what they have found is that men and women are trying to make a living out of mining. So by arresting these people and removing them and scaring them out of what they are doing and what they have been doing for the past, you know, like 2 decades already. Now they are forced to go to dangerous spaces where it is not environmental and even human safe for them to work, but they have no choice because now they are being chased all over, and really the media is painting everyone as if like artisanal miners are the dangerous people, are the rapists and all of that. And the truth is contrary to that.
All right. Thank you so much. We appreciate your take on what would have happened here, saying that other miners would have moved these bodies out of respect to allow them to be buried in the correct manner and their families to mourn. That was Zethu Hlatshwayo, National Association of Artisanal Miners spokesperson.